I didn't get sick, but I did feel worn. And when you are in the process of creating a new habit in your life, you've got to be consistent. And when things happen in your life, things get a little hectic. Life starts throwing you a few curveballs. You have to figure out ways to um, hang in there, kind of bob and weave, trying to stay with your plan. Let me just explain. It's been a hectic last few weeks for me. Just start with the beginning of the summer, road trips, um, looking after family, summer camp, more road trip and more road trips and more road trips until we come to today where it looks like things are going to be evening out, smoothing out. I can get back to my routines, my walking routine, sleep, all that kind of good stuff. And it was just really hectic. And one of the things that was important to me is that I keep this new habit going as far as recording videos. That was most important. But at the same time, I had other things. I needed to look after family. I needed to make sure I was there for my kids, my children, making sure that I was able to do the things that I needed to for their benefit. And so there was just a whole big dynamic going on. And at this point, to be honest, I'm just a little worn out. But I can definitely see the the sunlight, coming through. So one of the things I wanted to share with you is some things that you want to do to make sure that you're able to maintain that consistency, whatever the new thing that you're working on, be it you're in school and you're taking classes and you need to make sure you're studying for that. It's a new workout routine, something that you're doing. You're just trying to be consistent there, trying to get to work on time. I mean, I know at one point in my career, that was an issue for me, getting to work on time. So there's some things that you need to focus on. Just going to be some things that I've worked on and some tips. One of which is make sure you keep on you're drinking enough water. This is going to sound super crazy, but water just helps with your overall wellness and sense of well-being. So the general rule of thumb, as I understand it, which makes sense to me, is half your body weight in pounds, half your body weight in pounds in ounces. So if you weigh 200 pounds, that'd be 100 ounces of water, which is pretty close to a gallon. So a gallon's like 128 ounces of water. You're going to be like at 100, or that would be 12 cups. 12 8-ounce cups would get you to that number. It's like around 96. Either way, you want to make sure you're drinking enough water. That was really important. Not saying that I did that, but I definitely knew that there was a difference in how I felt when I was drinking enough water versus when I wasn't drinking enough water. The other thing is sleep. Um, People make a big deal out of this. Like you don't need to sleep, and the reality is you do need to sleep. That's another big piece to your overall sense of well-being. And God's honest truth, every adult needs about 7 to 9 hours of sleep. I mean, it can be different for you. I tend to be getting 6 hours of sleep, but it's really you want to focus on trying to get 7 to 9 hours of sleep. And if you can, get to bed earlier, meaning before midnight, than after. Like it's somehow better to sleep in the hours before midnight than going to bed after midnight and then sleeping later. I mean, everyone's got their own special case, but I'm just giving you some overall rules, principles that I think will help you through when things get challenging. Um, Something else that was important was sticking to something that was my own ritual. It kind of gave me like a sense of continuity, like something like I'm gonna hang my hat on this one thing that's going to give me a sense of like this is normal. This is normal kind of thing. Despite no matter how hectic it got, I always took a shower before I went to bed. I took a shower, brushed my teeth, flossed, all that stuff before I went to bed. That gave me a sense of it like locked in or anchored my overall habit. So I knew that when I took a shower before I went to bed, no matter what time it was, um, I was still signaling to my body, okay, we're going to sleep now, and then we're going to wake up. So those are some things that were really important. Um, Something else was not taking days off. Life is going to get hectic. And when you're establishing a new habit, and the reason why establishing habits are important is because um, creating a habit and then leaning into that habit, letting that habit be something that you do is how you change your identity, how you see yourself. And then in changing how you see yourself, changes how others see you. And that's kind of how we get to this whole identity formation or changing of your identity. So you want to make sure that you don't take days off. If you're working out, when things get hectic, if anything, make sure that you are putting your foot on the mat. You're putting your nose, your head in the gym. You may not be there for an hour, or if you're there for 15 minutes, it still counts. You're trying to make sure that you keep the habit going and keep that identity going, because there's it's so easy to stop doing something when things get hectic. And that is the exact time when you need to do them. You may not be able to do them as well or as with the same intention that you would if everything was going perfectly normal in your life or whatever normal is for you. But it is important that you don't give up. You don't stop that uh, that consistency of it. I know even when we went on our family trip, I did batch some videos to be consistent in the uploading process, but that was me making sure that I was still able to get videos produced and released in a consistent fashion. And so that's pretty much it. These are the things that you want to do. You want to make sure you're drinking enough water, getting enough sleep. You want to make sure that you're not taking days off. And that's really about it. Oh, there's one final thing. When you see that you're at the end, you've kind of like gone through the period, you've planned out like things, everything looks like it's stabilized. Um, Celebrate. Um, I'm not saying you need to throw yourself a party. I know for me, I took my family to breakfast at my favorite place to have breakfast. Doesn't sound like a big thing, but it was definitely something where I felt uh, like it was like a win for me, and it was like a silent celebration for myself. Being with my family, having conversation, eating good food in the earlier part of the day. I know usually I'm always about. Oh, you don't know this, but I always love having dinner. Between me and you, dinner is always more expensive than breakfast. Okay. I mean, if you want to do something nice for a person, take them to breakfast. It's cheaper. It's less expensive than dinner. And you can get it out of the way. The sun is out, so nothing looks um, as bad. It's always bright and sunny, even if it's rainy. It's still during the day. So those are things that you want to do. And let's not forget the celebration. You could um, I don't know, buy yourself a book, treat yourself to an outfit, buy yourself a good meal, get your favorite cup of coffee, something that signifies to you that yes, we've made it through and we're on to um, bigger things, better things, or just on to the next. So that's all I got for you. Hope you enjoy it. Thanks for listening.